Trump, "We will have a business deal with Britain if it is liberated from the EU." June 3, 2019. U.S. President Donald Trump invited the United Kingdom to get rid of restrictions European Union membership for the conclusion of a free trade deal with the United States. "The big deal is possible once the UK gets out of the way," Trump said in a tweet on Monday. The U.S. president said he had already begun talking to the UK for the trade deal during her three-day visit. Trump said in previous statements that the UK should stay away from the intractable negotiations with the EU if Brussels refused to negotiate better terms for the Brexit. The Brexit process, which has pushed Theresa May to step down, remains uncertain with at least 5 months to leave the EU after both sides agree to leave flexible by the end of October. Link. Turkey begins importing Iraqi oil instead of Iran. June 4, 2019. Turkey is beginning to import oil from Iraq instead of importing it from Iran in compliance with the U.S. sanctions. The company, Soccer Turkey Energy, in a statement, said that it will start to import Iraqi oil instead of Iran as of early July next. Refineries that depend on Iranian crude oil may face problems in the future under the sanctions imposed on Iran by the United States. And its company does not want to breach the sanctions by importing oil or exporting fuel to Iran, said Zahir Gurmanov, chief executive of the company. He pointed out that the Iraqi oil will be refined in the Star refinery, which opened last October in Izmir, western Turkey, adding that work in the refinery began last year refining crude oil coming from Azerbaijan and Russia, and confirmed willingness to refine heavy Venezuelan oil also. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and his Azerbaijani counterpart Ilham Aliyev opened the refinery, which has a capacity of 240,000 barrels per day and 10 million tons of crude oil a year and can store 1.6 million square meters in October. On May 2, a U.S. decision to cancel Iran's oil purchase exemptions came to Turkey, China, India, Italy, Greece, Japan, South Korea and Taiwan. Turkey renounced the decision after declaring its refusal and seeking to extend the exemption period to no avail. Iran's oil production fell to an average of 2.57 million barrels per day in April, down from 3.8 million BPD on a year-on-year basis, according to OPEC data. 8 million tons will be refined by the end of this year, and the aircraft at Istanbul Airport will be supplied with 700,000 tons of fuel per year, as well as the start of distribution, he said. Oil derivatives in the Turkish market during July. Link. Oil continues to fall. June 4, 2019, 11:13. The price of oil fell on Tuesday as an economic slowdown began to weigh on energy demand, but markets gained some support after Saudi Arabia said there was an emerging consensus with other producers on extending supply cuts. Brent crude for June delivery was $60.90 a barrel, down 38 cents, or 0.6%, compared to the previous session's closing price. U.S. West Texas Intermediate crude futures were $52.98 a barrel, down 27 cents, or 0.5%, from the previous settlement price. Futures are down around 20% below the 2019 peaks, which hit late April, while May recorded its biggest monthly decline since November. Saudi Energy Minister Khalid al-Faleh said on Monday there was a consensus among producers to continue working to maintain market stability in the second half of the year. Producers are concerned that the economic slowdown will reduce fuel consumption. Prices of other energy types, such as coal and gas, were also affected by the decline. To prevent supply surpluses and market support, the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC, which is dominated by countries in the Middle East, along with some allies including Russia, has been holding back supplies since the beginning of the year to support the market. The organization plans to decide later this month or early July on whether to continue curbing supplies. Link. Iraq is making a formal request to the United States to extend the import exemption from Iran. June 3, 2019. Iraq's ambassador to the Iranian capital, Saad Abdullah Wahab, said on Monday that the Iraqi authorities had submitted a formal request to the United States to extend its exemption to import electricity from Iran. The Iraqi government has explained to the American side the importance of importing electricity from Iran, especially as the summer season intensifies, the ambassador said. According to ISNA news agency, the Americans have not officially responded to the request so far. It is noteworthy that the exception granted by the United States to the Iraqi government to import electricity from Iran will end in 2 weeks.